let's talk about process. Let's talk about that lovely thing of sequencing what we're going to do. We've done lots of work so far exploring context. We've developed our scope. We've had a look at stakeholders. We've gathered lots and lots of information, lots of data. It's time to put that all together and begin to develop a bit of a process for how we're going to go out and engage. And essentially, this is what the process looks like. Yeah, we've built our scope and context. We add that to what the desired outcomes are, yeah, that practical and relationship experience. We add, well, who are the people that we're wanting to have that relationship and practical experience with? We add that to the timing and time frame that we have, and I'll talk about that a bit in a second. And the combination of those four things helps us define the process that we might use. So having a look at that, when we look at process, this is the process that we came together with for Bungleyup. We started off, our first step was we wanted to assess the needs. Yeah, and our aim for that step was we wanted to confirm our understanding of what the community needed. So then we go to developing our priorities, yeah, where the CRC begins to define its priorities and what it can do out of all those needs. You guys can't do everything all the time, so helping to define what those priorities are. And there are processes we might use for that. Workshops, community events, survey work, etc. Then we're going to develop a strategy. Yeah, so that's about the CRC being clear on how it's going to deliver that and what kind of resourcing it's going to need, yeah, all to inform the funding submission that it might kind of produce, because all of this engagement is about informing our funding submission if you think back to our overall purpose for Bungleyup. Then we're going to begin to explore partnerships. So we've got a sense of what the priorities are, we've listened to the community, we've got a sense of what the CRC can do, we've got a sense of actually who other people are because we've explored those priorities with other community members. So now we're going to go around and have another set of conversations with the community to see, well, what could be done with different community members? What kind of partnerships, what kind of alliances could be formed to help deliver on the priorities and the needs that we've identified? And based on that, we can then go into our submission building, yeah, actually beginning to build our tender response for the department and be able to provide the department a whole heap of wonderful evidence to say, well, this is what we're doing, this is why, and we've got the backing and the partnerships to deliver those outcomes. And then we're going to include a bit of an evaluation process so that we can actually begin to demonstrate that we do have the community support, the community's backing, and that our engagement process is actually achieving what it set out to achieve.